Welcome to Concrete Block, the podcast where we dive into the latest news and current events shaping our world. I'm your host, Walter. Today, we're going to explore a complex and multifaceted story involving international relations, military operations, and organized crime. Recently, Spanish police arrested 13 individuals suspected of belonging to the Venezuelan Tren de Aragua gang, a group that has been designated as a foreign terrorist organization by the U.S. government. This development is part of a larger narrative involving the Trump administration's efforts to combat drug trafficking in the Caribbean and Latin America. The Tren de Aragua gang originated in Venezuela over a decade ago and has since expanded its operations to other countries, including Spain. The group is known for its involvement in the production and distribution of synthetic drugs, as well as cocaine. The arrests in Spain were made possible through an investigation that began last year following the arrest of the brother of the gang's leader in Barcelona. The U.S. has been conducting military strikes against suspected drug vessels in the Eastern Pacific and Caribbean, resulting in a significant number of casualties. The Trump administration has justified these actions by citing an armed conflict with drug cartels such as the Tren de Aragua gang. It's essential to approach this story with nuance, recognizing the complexities of international relations, national security, and the ongoing struggles against organized crime. As we continue to follow this developing story, it's crucial to consider multiple perspectives and evaluate the implications of these events on global politics and stability. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Concrete Block. Welcome back to Concrete Block. We're diving into a complex issue that's been making waves in Washington, D.C., the potential elimination of the Senate filibuster. President Trump has been vocal about his desire to see this parliamentary procedure go, claiming that if it were eliminated, Republicans would never lose an election again. But what exactly is the filibuster, and why is it such a contentious issue? The filibuster is a rule in the Senate that allows members to extend debate on a bill, effectively delaying or blocking its passage. It's been a part of the Senate's rules for over a century and has been used by both parties to slow down or stop legislation they disagree with. Proponents of the filibuster argue that it promotes compromise and forces lawmakers to work together to find common ground. On the other hand, critics like President Trump see the filibuster as an obstacle to getting things done. They argue that it allows a minority of senators to hold up important legislation and that it's being used too frequently to block progress. But others warn that eliminating the filibuster would have far-reaching consequences, potentially leading to a more partisan and divisive Senate. Senate Democrats are currently at odds with President Trump over the government shutdown, which has now entered its 38th day. The shutdown has left hundreds of thousands of federal workers without pay, and there's no end in sight. The debate over the filibuster is just one aspect of the larger struggle for power and control in Washington. As we consider the potential implications of eliminating the filibuster, it's essential to remember that this issue affects not just politicians, but also the American people. The Senate's rules are in place to ensure that the voices of all citizens are represented, and any changes to those rules should be made with careful consideration and a commitment to fairness. The fate of the filibuster remains uncertain, and it's unclear what the future holds for this contentious issue. One thing is sure, though, the debate will continue, and we'll be keeping a close eye on developments. Welcome back to Concrete Block. We're wrapping up today's show with a look at the recent flight cancellations and disruptions that have been affecting airports around the world. In the United States, the ongoing government shutdown has led to a significant increase in flight cancellations, with the Federal Aviation Administration, or FAA, cutting flights by as much as 10% in an effort to ease the burden on unpaid air traffic controllers. Meanwhile, in Europe, drone sightings have been causing chaos at major airports. In Belgium, flights were briefly suspended at one of the continent's biggest cargo airports after drones were spotted in the area. This incident comes amid a series of mysterious drone flights over European airspace in recent months, which have alarmed officials and raised concerns about air safety. It's worth noting that the causes of these disruptions are complex and multifaceted. In the U.S., the government shutdown has highlighted the importance of funding for essential services like air traffic control. In Europe, the drone sightings have raised questions about the need for better monitoring and protection of airspace. As we consider these issues, it's clear that finding solutions will require a nuanced and balanced approach. We need to prioritize air safety while also addressing the underlying causes of these disruptions. Whether it's resolving the government shutdown or developing more effective strategies for managing drone activity, it's essential that we work towards finding common-sense solutions that benefit everyone. That's all for today's Concrete Block. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay informed.